Hey guys, hope all's well. It's been a long time since I've done a video, but I figured I ought to play some chess because I'm actually playing a tournament this coming week, actually, in North Carolina. From Wednesday to Sunday, the U.S. Masters is going on, and it's actually in the past few years become one of the strongest open tournaments in America, quite frankly. I think I looked at the pre-registration list and I was maybe like the 40th seed, which is like not the usual thing that happens when playing in the open tournaments. Normally, I'm a little bit higher than that. But it's great. I love that because it means that there's a huge opportunity to play a lot of GMs and a lot of like just strong players, which is always a good thing, really good thing. So, anyways, I'm just gonna jump into the 5-minute pool and see where the chess game is at because it's been so long. And here we go. We got an IM right off the bat. Yeah, good practice, honestly. All right, E4. I'm gonna go for Sicilian and see how sharp the tactics tactics have stayed with me. And I'd expect a Nardorf here. If he goes D4, I'm gonna go for. But Bishop E5 check. Very popular line. I'm gonna go Knight C6. Bishop D7 is probably the most popular move, but a lot of times they just go Bishop takes D7, and then after Queen takes D7, they go C4. And there's typically this annoying Maroczy bind type of structure. So, all right, and then Bishop D7 normally is the first way to go. And then yeah, C3, and then I go Knight F6, and then they go Rook E1. I'm gonna go A6, and yeah, then Bishop A4, and then B5, and then Bishop C2, and then I'm gonna go E5. And this is actually a really interesting way to get a Chigorin type of setup. This looks very much like a Chigorin Ruy Lopez now. Yeah, typically, I don't know how correct it is to play it this way, but I think the structures are I'm a little bit familiar with, so I don't mind this so much. If you ever study the Chigorin Ruy Lopez with Knight A5, normally Knight A5 happens when the bishop is on B3 and then it drops back to C2, yeah, and then but I already had C5 in because I played C5 with 1 in the Sicilian, but the structure is almost the same. Now, the one thing to look out for here is that White has some really annoying pawn tension, and yeah, the first one is this B5 pawn, because normally White can open the file whenever he wishes to. I don't love Knight A3 though, because now I can go Rook B8, and it seems like the Knight on A3 is a little bit stuck from there. So I'm wondering whether there's going to be some repercussions for going there. I'm also wondering if I need to defend my pawn. Like maybe I can go. Maybe I can just castle here, and then there's some tactic with Rook takes B5. Food for thought. Honestly, I think there is. I don't think I have to defend this pawn. Because if he takes with the knight, like A takes B5, A takes B5, Knight takes B5, I think I have Rook takes B5. And then if Queen takes, I have Knight D4, and the Queen and the Bishop become loose at the same time. And there's also the added bonus that if Queen D3 happens, then I have this protecting the Bishop and getting the Queen out of harm's way. I have this really strong C4 move, which forces the Queen to move again. So I think it'd be a huge mistake to take on B5 here. And just as I say that, it happens anyway. So I'm going to go for it and see if my calculation was up to par. And it looks like it was, because I think White should have gone Knight takes D4 and then tried to go for the pieces, because this just doesn't look good to me now. Now there's the fork, and what do you know? Quick resignation. Wow. Okay, so that was a good calculation in the first game. Didn't expect it to come back so cleanly, but I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Yeah. So, anyways, this video is not going to be super long, I don't think. It is a nice day. I don't know if you can see the sun is like shining from my window over here. Actually, today's it's still a weekend. It's Sunday, and Harlem Week is going on still. So there's always a week during the summer, which is Harlem Week, and on the weekends, on the weekend of Harlem Week, they close off the streets on 135th. And so I'm just going to head over there and enjoy the weather. And the streets are closed, the avenue is closed off, or like several avenues are closed off at 135th. And it's really just good fun. So I'm going to do that. All right, so Bjorn. It's funny he's a Russian flag. You don't normally have a Bjorn from Russia. That's normally a sort of Scandinavian type of name. But all right, so E6 Sicilian. All right, and then A6. I'm going to go. So this is the Con Sicilian with E6 and A6, and then Knight C6. And my move of choice for a little while had been Queen D3. I really thought this move was nice. And the idea that after Queen C7, I go Knight takes C6, B takes C6, and then Queen G3. And the point is that the queens had to come off because the bishop couldn't really be traded. The bishop couldn't leave F8 because G7 was hanging. All right, so D5. Okay. Go bishop D3. And yeah, knight F6. Okay. I'm going to go A3, which just has the idea of sort of prophylactically defending against bishop B4. And yeah, it's a pretty useful move. And bishop B7. Okay, that's sort of preparing C5. Makes sense. I'm going to go F3 to reinforce the E4 pawn and potentially block the diagonal, the B, because this bishop on B7 is trying to get unleashed with C5, and F3 sort of just blocks that, shuts that diagonal down for the time being. Knight D7, okay. Now the knight has both E5 and C5 that I have to worry about. So I think I'm a little bit more worried about E5, so I'm going to go bishop F4. The idea is that I'd rather black play E5, and then, yeah, alright, so bishop, knight C5, interesting. I think I have to go bishop E2. I don't love the move, but I don't think it would have been worth it to give up that bishop. F6, interesting. Now he's trying to go E5, so I'm going to go bishop E3. Yeah, black seems to be better here. I'm going to go for a very risky decision, but if the idea is to go knight A4 and then C4 and try to put pressure on these on this bishop on B7 and try to control some of the queenside squares. But black is definitely better here with the two bishops. Something definitely went wrong for me, but I'm going to try and rectify the situation. Now black does have an advantage, I think, with the bishop on D4. But this bishop on B7 is not really a happy camper, so I'm going to try and somehow take advantage of that. Oh, I think black should have played C5 there, actually. I'm going to play C5 myself and try to shut down that bishop on C8. It's a very double-edged move, but I felt like I needed to do it. And now I'm going to take another radical decision. I'm going to sacrifice the exchange by playing rook takes d4. Very, very radical decision here, but I just felt that black had too much control of the middle, and I needed to sort of clear up some space. So at least now I get a pawn for the exchange, and if I can stabilize somehow, if I can somehow get in b4 and rook takes d4 and have my knight on a4 still protected, I should be in pretty good shape. I mean, of course, it's a lot to ask, but I think it was a good choice given the circumstances. At least it's putting Bjorn to work on the clock, seeing him thinking. D3 is a very interesting move, trying to sort of maybe have me play rook takes d3, so he goes bishop a6. I feel like I shouldn't trade bishops. So I'm gonna go bishop takes d3. Can't say I'm too impressed with that move, honestly. I don't really think it does very much. I mean, he's trying to go d4, but what if I just go b4? Yeah, I'm gonna go b4. I think these pawns can really start marching. Now I'm starting to like my position because I have two connected pass pawns and just really good control right now. And I'm also maybe threatening rook e1 check, forcing the king back to the 8th rank or to f7, both of which are sort of undesirable. So if this king goes back to d8, I'm really liking my chances. Not to mention the fact that I have bishop c6 on tap, so I'm not actually trying to trade these bishops just yet. Now rook a8 is forced, but then I'm going to have knight b6 or b5. So I think this position all of a sudden is just winning for me. Ooh, I missed that move. That's a good move. Sort of. It just sort of keeps me at bay for a moment. Now the question is, do I go b5 or do I sit on the position a little bit more? I think I'm going to go b5. I think I can let these pawns run. What do I do here? Oh man, my pawns are a little bit vulnerable now. I think I could have done this a little bit better, but I'm up against the clock, so I'm going to shut up for a second. Oh, that's a shame. I'm gonna lose on. I lost on time, but it was a drawn position at the end. And a few moves ago, I was for sure winning because and wow, okay, Bjorn says from Brazil. I'm wondering if he's asking me. I'm definitely not from Brazil. But a few moves ago, if I back it up a little bit, well, not a few moves, about 20 moves ago, I'm positive that this position was really good for me because I have these connected pass pawns, and yeah, it just looks good. So probably could have converted that a little bit better, but it's all good. All right, so who we got next? We're gonna wait in the pool and see who comes up. I'm gonna look down at my phone for a second, see what's going on, see what the plans are, and then get back into it. So by the way, what's happened of late, I guess in the chess world, if we could talk about that for a second. It was good to see Kasparov back in the saddle. I know a lot of people on different airwaves have been like, this is just like sort of diminishing my memories of him because he's losing to these younger guys. But I mean, whenever Kasparov is playing, it's pretty much a spectacle, right? I mean, like he's such an entertaining guy with all his not his facial expressions and his sharp play and principled play. And I mean, just the memory, like, I'm not going to say I got goosebumps because I definitely didn't, but like there's some really cool moments where he's playing like, Sicilians, like in a really, in the way he played them, it's just good to see that. So anyways, on my hands here, it looks like we got this wing gambit. Haven't really played against that much, so can't say I'm an expert, but I'm going to try. I wanted white to push his pawns in the middle by playing e5 because it would give me good play, I thought, against with knight d5 coming. So, but bishop e3 protects the pawn for now. I wonder if I should throw in knight g4, force that bishop back to g1, or I should just wait till castles and then do it. I'm going to go d6. Be modest. Alright, queen e2. Yeah, now he's threatening it. So, yeah, that's... d5 is a very annoying threat. I'm going to go d5. I should have done that last move. But I didn't see queen e2. Knight e2 is interesting, but I don't think it was correct. I think he should have gone e5 because now I have this d5 square for my knight, and I'm hitting the bishop on e3, and I'm a pawn up still. So I mean, sure, I'm lacking a little bit in development because my bishops are both on f8 and c8, and white doesn't have that. But it's hard for me to imagine that black isn't a little bit better here with the material and the central control. So if white needs to sort of get something going quick, or else he's going to be in trouble. And I don't think giving me this bishop was the answer. I think that was a mistake as well. So I guess I'm going to go bishop e7. And yeah, if I can castle unscathed, then I'm in good shape. c3 trying to undermine the b4 pawn is an interesting try, but again, white has to get something on the king side if this compensation is gonna be working. And knight g5 is a good try. Essentially just sort of trying to pry open h7. I'm gonna go g6 and pretend like nothing is happening to me. But now I actually have to be a little bit worried, right? There's some pressure now, no doubt about that. Knight e5, another pressure cooking move. I'm going to go king g7. I don't want to play knight takes e5 really because it just pries open the f-file for the rook. So I'm hoping I can go king g7 and if queen h3, h6. But now I'm starting to have my doubts. Ah, okay, there is a move here. I have bishop takes g5, and then if f takes g5, I have knight takes, and fortunately there's a pin there. So that should win me the game. But I definitely got a little bit out of hand there for a moment. It looks very dangerous. And wow, okay, he's going to try and go rook f4 and rook h4 mate, which is impressive, the audacity to try and threaten mate there. Oh, no, he didn't. He's going bishop e4. I don't understand that one. I thought he was going to go bishop, I really did. I thought he was going to go rook f4 and then try to go for mate. Still, h7 looks a little bit loose. I'm going to go knight g4, just pry that queen away from the h5 square, and then I'm going to go e5. And I just need to sort of get my ducks in a row, and then I should be all right. The idea with e5 is just to protect the knight on g4 with the bishop on c8, and also, yeah, and then if the knight gets kicked, I have knight e3, which I was counting on. Oh, shoot, I didn't see rook f6. Alright, queen c7 should still be fine for me. Again, as long as there's no tactics on the g6 square, and fine. Now that h3 was played, the rook can't really get to the h file, so at least I have that going for me. And queen f2, okay. I'm going to take on d4 first, because it gives me a file to work with. And now I want to go knight f5. Which has the benefit of at least temporarily blocking the queen and the rook's connection. So, and if g4, which I was looking at, but only briefly, I thought I might have queen g3 check. But maybe my knight gets trapped, and I wouldn't love that. Now I'm just gonna go knight d6, maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna go knight d6. Queen f4 is a possibility, though. Alright, yeah, bishop e6, I'm sort of fortunate that was played, because now I'm going to go bishop e6 and just trade a little bit. Just start trading. Trade, trade, trade. When you're up material, you trade. It's the thing you should do. And, okay, so this looks scary, but it's not really. So I can take, or I can go queen e7. I'm going to go, well, maybe should I take? I don't know. I'm going to go queen e7. Just protects my rook on f8. And then, yeah, queen f4 makes sense. And then we go knight c4 or knight somewhere. Go knight b5. Everything is protected, so I should be fine. I'm going to put my knight on c3. It's going to be an annoying place for my knight to be. All good. He can have the e6 pawn if he wants. It's not a big deal. Important thing is the material and the clock. So I'm going to shut up and convert this because my conversion last time was not so hot. So now we're going to get a good one. And now queen f2 is a real big threat, so yeah, he had to go rook f6, but now I trade queens. And that's the end of the story. That is just the end of the story, my friend. checkmate. And see, it's always funny when they try to like flag you with like, and you have like multiple queens on the board. But hey, I guess you can't hate the player, hate the game, right? I mean, that's the game. That's the clock is the game. So they're gonna try what they're gonna try. But you know, I'm not exactly Speedy Gonzalez over here while I'm talking, but I can mate with up that much material quickly. So, anyways, so in honor of Kasparov, I'm gonna go for a King's Indian because it was weird like seeing Kasparov like try to play things that weren't the King's Indian. I mean, not like he didn't have other things in his repertoire, but I mean, you know, it'd be nice for him to just play the stuff that like, you know, he like. It's just tough because the King's Indian now is like just gets beat like a drum all the time. So I understand the hesitation, but it would have been nice to see a little bit more. All right, so d5 was played really early, so I'm gonna try and stop e4. Knight d2. Okay. Well, he's saying I'm gonna play e4, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm gonna say, okay, fine, you get e4, but I'm gonna get my own things too. All right, and bishop h2 is saying, okay, I'm still gonna get e4. There's nothing you can do about it. And to that I say, well, can I play e4 here myself? That would be really nice if I could play e4 here myself. I don't think I can. I'm going to drop this bishop back. And I'm going to play for f5. But I have a sneaky suspicion here white might just go g4 here and try to shut that down. And then my only pawn break would be playing for b5. So white is better here for sure. f4 I'm a little bit surprised about, though. I thought it would have been better to clamp down my f5 plate by playing g4. See, I'm not exactly worried about this. I think this is actually fine for me because now after d takes e5, my knight gets the d6 square, which is a very valuable place to perch the knight. So yeah, I'm quite satisfied with that. Now, I'm going to go f4 here because there may have been some pressure on my squares. Bishop g4 is a clever move, just trying to exchange the bishops. Typically the light squared bishops, no light squared bishop, no attack, and the King's Indian. So I'm gonna go h5, make him take it, and develop my knight. And I think, despite not having the light squared bishop, I feel like I can get something going here because the pawn structure is in such a way where it's really hard for white to get a good pawn break. So I'm going to start with g5, which essentially just says I'm going to play g4. What are you going to do about it? And yeah, knight d2 back makes sense. But now I'm going to go queen e8, which has the idea of putting the queen on g6 to support g4. And I might have something here. Knight b5 is clever, dislodging my my knight and giving him the c4 square for his knight. But now I'm ready to play g4 in a moment, and that is the most important part right now. Is this g4 move, and so he plays g4 to stop it, which is a clever decision. But now that bishop on h2 is sort of dead. So yeah, it's really a battle here. Who has the... Because if I can take on g3, but then maybe I don't have much. I'm going to go knight f6. I'm going to argue that his bishop is worse than my bishop. But maybe that... I don't know if that was the right decision. And now that h3 pawn is pretty weak after g takes h5, if I go knight f6 back, and then I play and then I'm attacking e4, I think I should be in good shape. So now I'm just attacking the e4 pawn. Can't say I understand the space of the game, honestly, because now I just got a free pawn. And I don't think there's a pin because I have knight f2 discovery checks. So, can't say I understand what's going on here. I just feel like I should be winning here. Because the bishop on h2 is just a dead piece. I missed queen d1. That's a strong move. I'm going to throw in this check, but queen d1 was interesting. But now I have knight d3, fortunately. And I don't have to trade queens. And if I don't have to trade queens, well, the saints are going to come marching in. And these saints here, in this case, are the pawns. These pawns are just going to just start mashing. So, good luck stopping that. I got e4 on deck. And again, that bishop on h2 is just a prisoner. So, yeah, I think Rico M went wrong here. So, hopefully wrap it up cleanly. Also, how do you even stop e4? Maybe he's going to try king f3. That would be funny if he tried king f3. I think he might try it. Be a gangster move, king f3. But then I have queen h5 check. So yeah, and he resigned because there's no real way you can solve this problem. My pawn's in like an avalanche. So it is what it is. Anyways, not so bad. It's funny, I'm playing these sharp openings, and you know, definitely not my style, but I guess I still got it. Walter. I have a story about this guy, actually. I played him in 3-minute once, like a long time ago, before I knew about the 5-minute pool. My rating on ICC was, like, not very high. I mean, it's not high now, but the 3-minute rating wasn't high. And the guy accused me of cheating, actually. In 3-minute, like I beat him. He accused me of cheating. I was like, his 3-minute rating was like 2,600 or something. But so I can see why he was upset. But it's just like, why would someone cheat? Well, okay, people cheat for all types of reasons. So maybe that's the wrong question. But I was just like, how would I cheat? Like, I don't know. I was just like, bro, what are you saying? It's 3-minute, you know. Anyways, I don't know if I've played him since, but he got really upset. He blocked me or something. I don't know. He probably forgot. All right, g5. That was what I was waiting on. And it's always a decision: do you take or not to take? I'm gonna take, just because I think it's sort of hard to get rid of this pin quickly, and then go f4. And I'm thinking I might have something here, because it just seems like this pin is coming way too quickly now. And so, yeah, you can go, he has to go like queen d7 or something, but then I just go f takes e5, and like, I don't know, man, this looks pretty busted to me. So g5 is probably a mistake. I mean, what are his options here? Queen d7, I can take and then play take on f6, and then king takes, and then play f takes e5, discovery check, but then the king gets away. So I'd probably try to keep my bishop and play f takes e5 right away. Now, bishop takes b3, I think, is actually a big mistake, because now I can play f takes e5 first. And I'm going to do that. Throw that in there. Yeah, because now I get his queen. Intermediate moves, man, they can be huge. And here it just looks bad. It looks real bad. Yeah, he did not see that one. He thought he might have a little bit of time after a takes b3. Although I don't really think he was going to be sort of, you know, straight anyway. But at least he would have had a puncher's chance. Now, He's got nothing. I won this queen, and I have a queen and I have a queen for my troubles. It's like really good. So I'm gonna go queen e2, rook f1 check. d4, push this knight back. Maybe play queen b5, attack that the weak spot on b7, and then play queen g5 check as well. I'm gonna go queen c6. Looks pretty good attacking that c7 pawn, and yeah, rook c8. Definitely not a move you want to make. I'm going to go rook a6, which is cool, just paralyzing his pieces. And now this a7 pawn is super weak, so... It's all she wrote. And now b5 just stunts everything. Just totally paralyzes. I love this type of chess when you just make everything sort of like just broken. It really appeals to me. And I just realized you can't even go rook takes e4 because I have queen d5 now, and I'm hitting both rooks, which is a cruel type of geometry here. So I get one of those rooks, it's game. So resign. Yeah, it's always funny when they give up the two bishops early in the opening, particularly in double king pawn, because usually the bishop is a defensive piece, like on e7, protecting from pins. So after this bishop e4, you have to really be wary of giving this up so quickly. I mean, already here, black should probably have played h6, or considered it at least, to stop bishop g5, or maybe played bishop e6 right away with the idea of playing knight b d7. But after knight c6, there's no way to reinforce the knight on f6 in an easy way. Like the knight needs to go to d7 to protect that knight on f6. And after this pin, it's already just going to be really, really annoying to get rid of. So, and trying to sort of forcefully push it away just did not work out. So, anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. It's been fun. I think, okay, this isn't really a good indication per se, but at least I'm thinking. I'm still got something going, and yeah, if you want to check out the tournament, again, it starts Wednesday. It's 9 rounds, FIDE rated, norms possible, U.S. Masters, and yeah, they'll be live. You can check the results. There'll be live games, and root for your boy. So I'll let you go with that. Have a good one. Peace.